There's the man that you think you are. There's the man that you want to become. And then there's a man that you actually are. And the sad truth is that the man that most men actually are is nowhere even close to being the man that they know that they were meant to become. And this cold, hard, painful truth is way too difficult for most men to deal with, for most men to admit, and they'd much rather ignore it because of how painful it is. And they'd much rather ignore the fact that the only way to becoming the man that they know that they were meant to become is to step into the fire of transformation. Over my many years of coaching men, I've realized that it doesn't matter where you are in your journey, whether you are a successful guy that's got $25 million in a private equity fund, or you're a guy that's just getting started. The fact is this, that we're all men, we all bleed the same blood, we all feel the same pain, we all struggle, we all try to do our best. And one of the most painful things that a man will ever feel in his life is the pain of not showing up as the man that he knows that he's truly meant to be in his life. So how I help men do this is I help men get very clear and deeply aligned with their highest purpose. Now, you've probably heard of something like this before. You've probably watched a bunch of Andrew Tate podcasts. You've probably read some David Goggins books. You're probably all motivated to do NoFap or whatever it is. But a lot of those things don't actually really stick. They don't really work. And here's the reason why. You're not channeling your energy into your purpose. Now, the thing is that most men don't actually understand what their purpose is. So here's your purpose. Your purpose is to be needed. And the fact of the matter is this, that if things aren't working out the way that you want them to in your life, that's because the man that you're showing up as right now is not needed in the world. A man cannot justify his existence if he's not needed. A man can't look at himself in the mirror and respect himself if he knows that he's useless. Because a man that is not on his purpose, a man that's not on his mission, a man that's not doing what he knows that he's meant to do is a useless man. And if you know, and I know that you know, if you know that you are meant for more excellence and you won't do it for whatever bullshit reason, whether you're giving your power away to vices or excuses or victim mentality or bad habits or bad friends or toxic relationships or any kind of excuse or doing anything else other than getting your shit together, that man right there is a useless man that nobody will respect, that nobody will like, nobody will look up to, and will never actually be able to look at himself in the mirror and be okay with the man that he sees. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter if you have status, it doesn't matter if you have money, it doesn't matter if you have big muscles, it doesn't matter if you have prestige. If you are still BSing yourself on all of those points, you're still not living in alignment with your highest good. And deep down inside, you know that if you don't get this right, you're going to be on your deathbed, looking back, regretting to the very last breath that you didn't do what you knew that you were supposed to do. And the solution isn't to run away from the pain. It's to realize that nobody's going to come save you and that you're actually the one that you've been waiting for. It's to embrace the temporary pain of not being the man that you know that you were meant to be and stepping into the fire of transformation and falling in love with the man that you know that you're going to become. You're not feeling loved and respected right now because you don't respect and love yourself. And you don't respect and love yourself because you're not in alignment with your purpose and your vision of the man that you are meant to become. And you're not in alignment with your purpose and your vision of the man that you know that you are meant to become because you don't know who you are. But here is a simple and beautiful truth. The truth is that your inner excellence, your inner genius, the man that you know that you were meant to become, is desperately, desperately needed in the world right now. The funny thing about purpose that a lot of people don't get right is that purpose is not a destination. It's a trajectory. Being on your purpose is knowing that deep down inside, every day, you are in full integrity with the man that you know that you were supposed to be. You're following your edge, you're pushing your limits, you're going beyond what you think is possible for you. You're following your highest good, you're following your highest excitement, and you are bringing tremendous value to men and women everywhere you go. Your purpose is to become the most actualized version that you can picture of yourself so that you can be of the highest love, the highest good, and the highest service to men and women alike. This is the type of man that men desperately long to follow and women desperately long to be with. And if you know deep down inside that that's what you were meant to do, and you're willing to make the change, and you're willing to get real with yourself, that is the transformation that I will lead you on. So all this might sound really nice. All this might sound hunky-dory. It might sound too good to be true. But it actually makes a lot of sense. If you truly are in alignment with your highest good, you're truly in alignment with your purpose, almost inevitably, a number of different things change. Your anxiety and your depression totally evaporate. And it only makes sense because most people that are focusing on anxiety and depression, they're either focusing on what could have been or worrying about what will happen in the future. But when you're on your purpose, you no longer think about what happened in the past, and you no longer fear the future because you know that you're in integrity with yourself. You also meet amazing people. New opportunities arise, new relationships arise, exciting adventures unfold, whether it's projects or trips or people or unique perspectives. All of these things unfold because you're finally opening yourself up to the possibility of stepping into the person that you know that you are meant to become. And it feels magical because most people are consistently doing the things that they know that they don't need to be doing or are ignoring their highest purpose. And that's why when I say something like this to you, like it really can get that good, it really can get that easy. It seems impossible because I guarantee you that you're probably not doing what you know that you're supposed to be doing every day. And as you continue to double down on your highest purpose and continue to focus and get in integrity with yourself, all your toxic patterns fall away naturally because you know they don't serve you anymore. And when those toxic patterns fall away, that's when your toxic habits fall away. And that's when you meet new people that have healthy and better habits. And that's when those people encourage and uplift and inspire you. And then all of a sudden, you're surrounded with inspirational and exciting and loving and supportive people that want to see you win and see you succeed. So the process that I'm gonna take you through starts with the core of what I took myself through. And that is this one thing. Stop mentally masturbating. Now that sounds a little funny, but we have to ask ourselves, what is mental masturbation? Mental masturbation is knowing what you need to do and willingly and deliberately ignoring the things that you need to do. It's lying to yourself and pretending like whatever kind of habits you're doing are not actually that bad, or you'll get to it one day, or oh, it'll never work out, or telling yourself these lies that you'll either get to it or that it's not worth pursuing. It's pretending that the woman that you're banging on the side that you have no interest in keeping with long term isn't draining you of your life force energy and your focus, and that woman is not keeping you on your purpose. It's pretending that the drugs and the alcohol that you're putting in your body aren't destroying you. It's numbing yourself with weed and Netflix and porn and junk food. It's pursuing empty goals, pretending and kidding yourself that that's actually helping you progress in your life, and getting yourself in these mental loops of convincing yourself that you're actually making progress when deep down inside you know that you're not. It's reading tons of business books and starting courses or buying things online or watching YouTube videos of people that you emulate and not actually taking action to get started, or starting a little bit and then stopping because things get too hard. It's running away from your emotions or letting your emotions control you. It's not moving or exercising your body. It's wasting time on Netflix and social media and video games. It's making promises that you can't keep. It's doing everything other than what you know you're supposed to be doing. All of this is what keeps you off your purpose and makes you a useless man. And until you can get real with yourself and really look at yourself in the mirror and take control of these things, can take control of this mental masturbation, is when things start really aligning for you. And I'll be 100% real with you. You could be like, who the hell is this guy lecturing me on? What does he know about? Believe me when I say, I have been through my own personal hell. I was addicted to pornography, even into my adult age. I was constantly asking my parents for money because I couldn't actually hold down a job. I had a girlfriend that cheated on me with multiple men and then laughed in my face about it, and I still stayed with her because I had such a low self-esteem about myself. That was more painful in my life than watching my father take his last breath. And I felt like such a loser by staying with her. How could I live with myself? I was mentally masturbating for most of my life, and I had to get really real with myself and drag myself and force myself to get real and to say, look at the man that you are. Where do you want to go, Don? So believe me, I know your pain. I've lived it, and I've overcame it. So when I realized all this mental masturbation, and I really took control of my life has profoundly shifted for the better. And I say this with great humility and great respect because it was extremely painful. But now I'm in the best shape of my life. I have healthy financial habits. I have amazing, inspirational friends and mentors that hold me accountable. I finally know what my purpose is, and I'm finally doing my highest good. I'm finally doing my highest passion. I'm connecting with beautiful, amazing, and inspirational people. I'm traveling. I'm having unique and exciting opportunities and experiences. I have more time and financial freedom than I've ever had in my whole life. And I have the attention of beautiful, value-oriented, exciting, feminine women. But all of that doesn't matter because I know who I am now, and I know what my purpose is, and I live in integrity with myself. And I want to show you how to do that too, because if people only knew how good it could get on the other side of what they don't think is possible, every single human being on the face of the earth would be doing this. But most people aren't going to do the work and then sit there and tell you that, yes, it's worth it. Yes, on the other side, these things do come to you. They do happen. But you got to face your demons. You got to align with your highest purpose and know that that is the ultimate destination. And because I finally figured out what my true purpose is, that's why I show men what theirs is as well. So when we first hop on a call together, what's going to happen is that I'm going to get super real with you, and I'm going to shake you out of your stupor and remind you of the man that you know that you are meant to become. And we're not going to bullshit here. I'm going to get very clear with you on the things that are keeping you from stepping into your purpose. I'm going to hold you accountable, and I'm going to point you in the direction to say, that's the man that you know that you are meant to become. And I believe in you, and I see it in you. You just have to believe and see it in yourself. We're going to get really clear on where you are right now. We're going to get really clear on where you're lying to yourself. We're going to get really clear on where you're cutting yourself short. We're going to get really clear on the inner blockages that you might have deep down inside that you hold, that you don't know about. But most importantly, we are going to help you get aligned with your true purpose. And then after that, we're going to go on a beautiful journey together. The key to your success is this. You must go all in on you. You must go all in on the real you and realize that there's no shortcuts. There's no hack. This is your life, man. This is your life. Really think about this. You have the choice to step into your highest good, to step into your purpose. And the fact of the matter is that if you want to live in a successful, thriving, harmonious society, you have the moral obligation to do that. You have the moral obligation to become the man that you know that you are meant to become, because there are not that many men like that in this world. And that's why this world is suffering, and that's why you are suffering. So the path forward is really simple. It's to connect deeply with your purpose. It's to cut out the bad habits that are draining you of your life force. It's to align and focus and redirect that energy into your purpose. It's to connect deeply to your heart, into your mission, into your core. And it's to focus and fall in love with becoming the man that you know that you are meant to be every day for the service of the world. So this is what our journey together will look like. We're going to get you lit up and totally excited for what's possible for you in your life and your journey. I'm going to help you get super clear and focused on what you need to do. And I'm going to hold you accountable to doing the deep work, the work that you know that you are meant to do, but you keep ignoring. I'm going to help you move through the core blockages that are keeping you from getting what you want. You will end a chapter of negative and toxic patterns and turn the page and step into a new chapter of positive, empowering, and healthy habits. Then as we do this and we go on this journey together, new opportunities, situations, circumstances, and events will arise and align in your life that seems like magic. When you keep doing this continually, opportunities, situations, circumstances, and events will arise in your life that once seemed impossible or very difficult to do. Those situations will then eventually become totally normal, if not inevitable. And because that's happening, more people will respond to you. More people will see the man that you're embodying, and they'll be excited and inspired by you. And new opportunities and people will open up because they're responding to the person that you are becoming and the person that you're embodying. And then at that point, the man that you know that you are meant to become becomes inevitable. If this is calling you, then I would love to work with you. The men that I've worked with in the past were fed up about not finally having the breakthroughs. Men like Daniel, for example. I worked with Daniel for only about 2 weeks. He was going through some really difficult times in his life. He was near flat broke and he was really depressed. And only after 2 weeks of working with me, he went back to New York City where he lives. And he was able to raise $25 million within a matter of months for his private equity fund. All the while finding the woman of his dreams that he's still with today, that he tells me all the time about how amazing their relationship is. After 2 failed marriages, everything clicked because he knew a couple things that he needed to change was going to open up the floodgates for him. Or people like Joey. When I started working with Joey, he was having some difficulties with his confidence and his ability to be able to communicate with people or get his message across or network himself in a very competitive market of the music industry. And now, only a couple of years later after working with me, he's now finally broken his way into the music industry within Atlanta, and he's working with very famous and very popular musicians and is making a totally unique and new sound that is shaping the music industry in the Atlanta area. So I work with those that are ready. They're ready to take a deep look at themselves, and they're ready to make the changes, but they don't necessarily know where to make the changes or how to make the changes. So if you're at a point in your life where you're recognizing the fruitlessness of your negative patterns and how they consistently harm you and they consistently hurt you, and you know inevitably that the patterns of negative things that you keep doing are going to keep messing you up, if you're ready to finally make the change, then this is for you. But you have to be truly ready, because if you're not truly ready, none of this will work. So I typically work best with men that own their business or are working professionals, because working with me is not cheap. And so if you don't feel like you are in the position right now to where you can invest in yourself and really make the changes that you want to have in your life, perhaps this is not for you. So if this is still calling you and you've made it this far, there's a button below where you can click to book an appointment with me. And we'll meet for about 45 minutes to an hour. It's totally free. And the whole point of the call is so that I can get to know you and get to know your story and really step into your world and figure out if this would be a good fit for the both of us. And if it is, I'll invite you to work with me further. I very much look forward to meeting you, but most importantly, I look forward to leading you and guiding you to help you become the man that you know that you are meant to be. I'll see you there.